Well, hi there, little treasures. I wanted to film today outside here by our apple trees because they were just covered in apple blossoms the other day. And now guess what? The apple blossoms are already dying, which means there's going to be teensy tiny little apples beneath them. I think I'm going to try and do a close-up. Isn't that fun? I love these apple trees. You know, a book I love that I don't have, and I know Aunt Haley has because I gave it to them, is called The Giving Tree. And that, if you haven't read it, is about a very special little apple tree. Maybe Rosie or Aunt Haley and Maya or one of those Hamiltons can read that story for us. I'm trying to zoom in on my little apple blossom that's left there, and I think we'll just go up really close and we're going to look at where the apple blossom was, and we can see where it's dying out right there. See that? In a few days, maybe by next week, that's going to be a teensy tiny little apple. Oh, there's an old dead apple up there. I don't know if you can see it. But maybe we'll keep track of this. Every fall, Harry and Max come up and we pick all these apples and we make apple cider and apple juice. All right, well that's enough of the apples. Sophie's going to go ahead and she's going to film. Good morning, Soph.
Good morning, everybody. She's
going to film this book called The Little Red Hot. And I'll just stand up right here and do this. Once upon a time, there was a little bitty Texas gal called Little Red Hot. Folks called her that because she loved to eat red hot chili peppers. She ate red peppers for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She ate red pepper ice cream for dessert. And she had hot pepper cake for her birthday with jalapenos on top instead of candles. Folks used to say that Little Red Hot could eat fire out of a stove. Little Red Hot would answer, "No, I wouldn't do that. Fire ain't hot enough." Whoa, she reminds me of Ryan. He was 2 years old eating the hottest hot peppers, and everybody would crack up at our Mexican restaurant. One day, Little Red Hot's mama said to her, "Little Red Hot, I heard from Grandma today and she's feeling poorly. I think she has a cold. Could you drop by and look in on her? She'd feel so much better to see you." "I'll do that, Mama," Little Red Hot said. "I'll bake a hot pepper pie, Grandma's favorite. It'll knock those cold germs right out of her." Hey, maybe that's the answer to all this COVID. More hot peppers. Little Red Hot got busy in the kitchen. In no time at all, she had mixed up a hot pepper pie. She used Louisiana hot sauce instead of milk and filled the crust with eggs, cheese, and the hottest chili peppers she could find. Jalapeno peppers that could make a grown man weep. Tabasco peppers that could knock over a longhorn, and habanero peppers that could take the paint off a wall. And Nagaholokias from India, one of the hottest peppers in the world. Each one came with a warning label. Little Red Hot put the pie in the oven to bake. She didn't have to turn the oven on. That pie was so hot it baked itself. Little Red Hot got on her pony and set off for Grandma's house. Along the way, she met up with Pecos Bill and his cowboys. "Hey, Little Red Hot, where you going?" they called to her. "Why, I'm taking a hot pepper pie to Grandma. She has a cold," Little Red Hot said. "Now you be careful on your way to Grandma's house," said Pecos Bill. "We just talked to 3 little tamales. They say that Senor Lobo, the big bad wolf, is prowling around the neighborhood. You keep an eye out for him." "I'll do that, Pecos Bill," Little Red Hot promised. No sooner had Pecos Bill and the cowboys ridden out of sight when Little Red Hot saw a big gray animal loping toward her. "Hold it right there, don't you come any closer," Little Red Hot yelled. "I know who you are. You're Senor Lobo. Pecos Bill warned me about you." The big gray animal stopped running. "You got me all wrong, miss," he said. "I'm not Senor Lobo. I'm Senor Coyote. I may be tricky, but I wouldn't hurt a fly." "You're mighty big for a coyote," Little Red Hot said. "You're a mighty smart little girl and pretty too. Where are you going?" "Why, I'm going to visit my grandma. She's feeling poorly," said Little Red Hot. "What a good little girl you are. You tell your grandma I hope she feels better." And off he went. Of course, that big gray animal wasn't Senor Coyote at all. Trickster. It was Senor Lobo, and Little Red Hot had no business talking to him. But it was too late to do anything about that now. Even worse, Senor Lobo knew a shortcut that took him straight to Grandma's house. He stepped up to the front door and he knocked. "Little Red Hot, is that you?" Grandma said. Senor Lobo made his voice sound like Little Red Hot's. "Yes, Granny. I heard you were sick. I hope you're feeling better." "Oh, I feel better already now that you're here. Come on in." She looks just like me. Senor Lobo did just that. Grandma let out a yelp when she saw him. Grandma was sick, but she wasn't slow. She jumped out the window and ran. "I'll catch her later," Senor Lobo said. He rummaged through Grandma's clothes until he found a spare nightcap and nightgown. He put them on and hopped into bed just as Little Red Hot arrived. "Howdy, Grandma." "It's Little Red Hot. I'm sorry you don't feel good. Why is your front door open?" "To let in the breeze, darling. To let in the breeze," Senor Lobo said. "I brought you a surprise, Grandma." Little Red Hot went into the kitchen. She cut a big wedge of hot pepper pie and put it on a plate. She carried it to Grandma's bedroom. Senor Lobo lay on the bed with the covers pulled up to his nose. Little Red Hot looked at him real hard. "Grandma, what big eyes you got." "Oh, the better to see you with, darling," Senor Lobo said. "Grandma, what big ears you got." "The better to hear you with, darling," Senor Lobo said. "Grandma, what big teeth you got." "Now don't say another word because I know what they're for," said Little Red Hot. "What are they for, darling?" Senor Lobo asked. "They're for eating this hot pepper pie I made just for you." Little Red Hot shoved that wedge of pie into Senor Lobo's mouth. Oh gosh, what do you predict is going to happen next? To say he yelled wouldn't do him justice. He hollered so loud, space aliens could have heard him over in the next galaxy. He didn't go out the front or the back. He shot straight up like a rocket right through the ceiling of Grandma's bedroom, trailing fire and smoke as he went. That's when Pecos Bill and the cowboys arrived. "Grandma told us Senor Lobo came by. Where is he?" Little Red Hot pointed up at the hole in the ceiling. "He went that-a-way. I don't suppose he'll be back. Would y'all like to stay for supper? I got hot pepper pie for everyone." No thanks, Little Red Hot," Pecos Bill and the cowboy said. "We're brave, all right, but we are not that brave." So Little Red Hot and her grandma ate that hot pepper pie all by themselves, every last crumb. And guess what? It knocked those cold germs flat out, just as Little Red Hot had promised. Well, I hope you're enjoying this beautiful, beautiful day. I heard from Aunt Katrina that the Collins family is going to come up and use the boat, and I hope they have a wonderful time. I wore this shirt today because this beautiful day reminded me of that wonderful time we had last year in Colorado. And I have hopes and dreams that we all meet up there again someday. Love ya. Bye.